Who wants to start it?
Is it recording?
It's going.
Oh, hello!
We're back.
Am I visible?
You are.
Here we go.
We're back again
do it.
with my friends. Inside Heroes. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Everybody's good?
Yeah.
Full.
So, I guess we should start.
I mean, the song writing-wise started with bass. I think that-
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, because I was really...
Yeah, I can tell you how we actually, like, writing-wise, how it all started.
Bass and that
please do.
drum
Yeah.
beat,
Yeah,
that little
okay.
beat.
The first thing that happened was, in a weird sort of backwards-ass thing. Avi had said, like, was like, direction-wise, where do you want to go? And Avi was, like, dirtier, more grungy, basically not at all what it ended up sounding like.
Right.
But he was like, fuzz. I really like fuzz. So I was like, cool. So I grabbed a fuzz pedal, and, like, I just had that bass line. That's what it started from. And Avi fucking hated it. And Avi fucking hated it.
So I remember when you sent me this song. I feel like this has been like a 2-year project. Even from the time we were done mixing and you guys approved like the finals, you didn't even release it for like a few months even after that.
I know,
So I
yeah.
feel like I can only imagine by the time you guys like were writing it to now is probably like light years, you know?
Yeah.
We actually had some speed bumps along the way. A mastering engineer dropped the ball.
Which happens, but I think it's funny because I had zero to do with anything writing-wise of this. And from the madness, which I was like pretty much writing the whole thing with you, to this, where I had literally no writing involved at all. And then you sent me the demos, I convinced you to send me the stems, and then you guys didn't like it.
Didn't
True.
like the first mix.
So from that point to when I got the tracks again, where I got hired to do this project, was still like a year, probably, right? In
Yeah,
between
because
that?
we were actually still recording the other song. We had the noises
Okay.
done first,
Yeah.
so we were still doing the other songs.
The noise couldn't have happened as it did, like writing-wise, if the other songs weren't written. I just got a message from Avi one day, and he was like, I get it now.
Well, I think it's only right to do this song because it means a lot to me, because this is what got me the job in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing this. Well, before we go like from like all the way down, I want to start with that, because that's what like piqued my interest right
Yeah.
away, which I'm sure is piquing everybody else's interest. So
This
how
thing.
did you do that? Because
You
I was
called me
actually
on the
really
phone. He called me on the phone late 2017 because the song just started with that beat, the boom boom ga boom ga. He was like, I think I did something sick. You know, how, like in the bridge, there's like the whoa.
Yeah.
So he took that and then like pitched it up and then like put a bunch of delay on it and then put that in the intro, and I was like, damn.
I think that's also worth noting too. All the stems that you sent me, like you printed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, which I like, because
Yeah,
me
those are the
recreating
decisions.
that would have
No,
sounded
right.
completely different.
Right.
You know, like a whole different vibe. So, and like my job as a mixer is to capture your vibe, but obviously keep the vision that you guys have. In the
Right,
first
that
place.
was sort of my mentality with like sending it was, here's all this stuff, here's the
Yeah.
vibe, now you pull it together and make it a thing. And
Yeah.
in doing so, you do put your...
Even like not getting any DIs, which is like scary as a mix engineer. Obviously, I knew what I was getting was going to be done properly and well, and I obviously know like your ear for tone is good. I know your whole band is good with tone, so
Sure.
I wasn't really worried about that. So in this session, in the 2.0 the noise, you didn't give me a bass DI. I stole it from the first
your one?
session. Yeah. So this is the only song I have a DI for. But let's just go from the top, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's listen to these drums. Or yeah, we'll
Are you
get
saying
to
the
it.
beat?
Yeah, no, we'll
I feel like
start.
those are the separate things.
We'll start with drums, I guess. So unfortunately, my hardware's not working, so we have this guy going
Alright.
in place of it. Pretty much doing the same thing. What did you track? Was this the Gretsch kit?
No.
That was his kid.
That is my oldest brother's Tama. That was the first kit he learned on that I just now have at the studio.
Yeah. Well, it sounded really good.
Symbol wise, it's a
Symbol-
mixture of Sabian and Paiste, I believe.
Oh, really? Which is funny because that would not be my first choice. Like
I
at all
know,
to do.
because the Sabians are the opposite of what both of you guys like.
I think another funny thing is too that I stole from the first noise session was your snare sample of the real kit. So I didn't throughout the whole song. I mean, the whole record. There's a couple of parts where I used like the actual track, but for the most part, I just made a sample of your sample and just put it into Trigger.
Nice.
So, but I kept the velocities going, so it's obviously more
Right.
dynamic. the snare bottom mic is the same though, which sounded good out the bat too.
I have no idea what I put on the snare bottom.
Really? Well, it sounded good. So I mean, snare bottom is like one of those things where it's just like, this is the same snare sample we used on Madness.
Yeah, it's the Silverstein
It's the
sample that I
Silverstein
really
sample,
like.
yeah. Which the only samples are the kick and snare. The toms are all real. Everything else is all real. I didn't use these samples on the first version of the mix.
Yeah, I know.
Which you guys did.
Probably why I didn't like it. You know?
Maybe. Everything else sounded good. The toms are all real toms. I didn't sample or replace any of those because I knew you wanted like big production drums, but also not at the same time. That's always been your vibe.
It's been a struggle, you know, with me and Zach. Me loving production and Zach hating production.
Yeah, I think I found a good balance.
Yeah.
Where I tried to.
No, for sure.
Can we listen to how horrible the room sounds in
there are rooms.
that room?
Because it's a reverb.
Oh, that's kind of what I did anyway. But, yeah, I wasn't crazy about that.
Not a
Oh
symbol.
wait, hang on, that's not it.
Yeah.
I lied. Hang on. That's it. That's the room.
There's no
track.
real room.
That's the room track you gave me, and I was like, yeah, no way am I using that.
For the
So,
for the actual session, there's no real room mic.
Was it like Mike's?
Oh, you didn't even track. You didn't track any. You just sent it. Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about how small that room is that you tracked this whole thing in?
It is like, honestly, that's the hardest part about tracking drums is because it's so small, keeping, as I'm sure you're aware, keeping hats out of the snare.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't matter where you put it in the room.
And that
you're
room's
still
dead,
close.
too. There's no...
Oh, there's nothing.
There's nothing. So, to combat that, I just duplicated all, like, the shells of the kit, and...
Just like made a room.
Just made a room.
Nice.
I don't want to solo save those. Why is it doing that? So that's the room I came up with. Which is nice, too. It's nice doing it that way, too, because you can actually lower the cymbals a little bit. But I didn't process them. Like, I wanted it to sound exactly like the kit in the room.
Yeah.
And I also sent it to...
Which I virtually guarantee sounded way worse.
Yeah, and then I just sent it to Valhalla.
Valhalla's always cool.
Yeah,
All their stuff
they're
is really good.
dope. And then I just treated it like I would any other room. Like, wow, I'm doing 12 dB of 8K. That's fun.
That's like the drum
Like,
frequency.
why?
That's the drum
Why am I?
frequency.
Why am I?
SSL,
Why am I
stock
doing that?
Frequency point and just crank it.
Yeah, some lo-fi bullshit. Boomy, hello.
Mm-hmm. I know that was one thing I did do before you started tracking, was I really loosened the head of the resonant head a lot.
Yeah, that's my vibe, man.
Yeah, and I think, like, especially in the kick out, it was super useful.
Yeah.
Like, when it's tight, it kind of gets that, like, jazz, like, woof that's too long, but if it's just loose, it's just, like...
Decapitator.
Always. Decapitator on everything.
Ever put the punish button on?
Fucking brush my teeth with Decapitator. And then just blowing it up. Typical Bluey. Nothing crazy there.
Nice.
What is that rare and unique plugin? I've never seen it before.
Yeah. Shut up, Avi.
Okay.
That's really it. I mean...
I'll talk about your process of playing the drums. What did you do for,
So when it came to like
Let's make sure
writing-
Shmoo's in the frame here for this.
when it came to writing the drums, we had like the scratch track that they programmed. I didn't add.
Yeah,
that
he
much
did
to
some
this
cool
one.
fills where he hit the snare 4 times.
Oh, I hit the snare like 4 times, and then like.
I think, hold on, you guys are selling Shmoo short, though, because, number one, Shmoo did pick snares and
Okay.
tuning for drums.
There you go.
For the most part, no head lasted longer than a song, and shockingly consistent. He kept hitting dead center, and then by the end of like one song, I put a pen down and literally just like passed a quarter underneath it. No problem. Like he just trashed those heads.
Yeah, I mean the sample you gave me is great. So this is what it sounded like. Which sounds like a snare to me. Little notch. That little guy.
You use like the Pro Tools EQ over the Fab Filter stuff?
I actually don't have any I don't have the Fab Filter EQ anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I did on the old rig. And then when they changed everything, I couldn't get it. I might get Q3, but it's like I don't know.
I recently upgraded to Q3. Honestly, the dynamic EQ part is worth
That's
it.
the only reason why I would buy it.
I held out for like a year, and then I was like, I'll demo it, and I
Yeah.
demoed it for 2 days, and was like, the dynamic EQ is worth it.
That's most likely what will happen.
Yeah.
Also, another dope reason why I like using the sample, because I can blast a shit ton of 8K,
Yup.
and it's not going to bleed all over the place.
Yup. It's also great
Um,
for sending your reverbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, just for the record,
hmm
Let it be known.
Let it be known.
that this is the one song that I didn't really write any, because I thought it was like a simple enough, like straightforward enough
Yeah.
song to not add that much.
I did fight with you on this. There would have been more kick drums in the chorus if I didn't tell you guys you were wrong.
Really?
Yep, you were gonna have.
I was gonna have a
I
constant. I was gonna have it constant, yeah.
I feel like I do more on your stuff than I do on other people's, but I do it a lot. Like, besides like my typical automation rides, in all of your verses, I like blow the rooms up. Like,
Yes.
especially in this part, like. Like, just like that kick, just dead.
Yeah.
Like, just you just like hear the tail on
There's
it.
so much space.
Right, like you
Yeah.
see right there. Like, what is there to add? You know, it's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
It is.
All right,
Yeah,
dude,
but
you don't have to-
even so, but like the performance is important because like
Right.
this would not sound nearly as good as it does with fake program drums.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is very important. But let's
Yep, Ringo is great.
let's keep moving along to
Can we check out the fake kit, the program kit?
I don't have it in here.
No, I mean like the beat, the crushed beat thingy.
Oh yeah. This guy.
You know what you used for
So
this?
this is-
Yeah, I know exactly what I used. You can get it almost exact. You can.
It's Boom. It's Boom. Yeah, I had a feeling it was Boom. Yeah, Boom's dope.
Yeah.
So this is how it came to me. Also, same thing. Decapitator, obviously.
Yep.
Just blowing it up a little bit. I really like the E setting.
Mhm.
That's like kind of my go-to on it.
Yep.
And then with the one knob, I have it automated to kick on. I think just in the bridge. Yeah, so I have it kicked on here, and I have it just doing like a slow filter,
Yeah.
just to give it a little more lo-fi.
Mhm.
Just to give it a little vibe.
Yeah, just get a little movement.
But yeah, the one knob filter too is like I like can't live without that thing.
I think my favorite thing with like in the second verse when the fake drums come in. Where,
Oh,
like,
and like
that and like the trap hats come in. Like it's one of those things that like, I way overthought that like no one at all ever gonna notice.
Uh-huh.
But like specifically the trap hats being there because I don't even remember this. We did track. We did
version
actually
of that?
a version of that.
Yeah.
And then we kept this, and part of it was because the first half of the second verse is a riddle, the answer of which is a clock. And I was like, it'd be really cool to have like very mechanical sounding drums while that happens.
See, like I didn't know.
no
that.
one will ever know.
That's
that.
dope.
No one,
And it's funny because
except our one fan that got it tattooed.
So I automated panning on that to like make it kind of like
Oh, those hats.
fuck with your ears a little bit like I wanted it to like and then it's just on one side and then it kind of like schwap, you know. That's like my favorite thing to do in mixing is like those random things, like random movement pieces here and
You're
there.
candy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's go. Let's try and stay on path here. Let's keep going to bass now. So for bass. So, and because this was the first one I mixed, I did like a bunch of different things. So obviously like stuff is muted, but that was also cool about this song. Like things kick on and off throughout the whole song.
Zach tracked the bass of all these songs
Yeah.
in one day.
Hey,
All 6.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I believe that.
Yeah, we all
I,
just
I
like,
believe it.
Yeah. I was there for most of it. I just hung out there.
Is it the P bass?
I don't know.
Is it the bass with the stickers on it?
See, I thought it's this part sounded like a Music Man. I thought you did it with a Stingray.
It's possible.
Oh, really?
It's possible I overdubbed it because I had a Stingray that I recently sold.
Okay. So maybe I was
That's
right.
what it was. It was a different bass, not the one with the stickers on it. It was a
Blue one?
It had like 5. It was a 5-string. Yeah.
No.
So that's
the P bass.
really?
It's an active pickup. It's an EMG in it.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
What's
no.
that thing going on there?
Ah.
That's so cool.
It's play it again. I have to remember which draft it's from. I'm pretty sure it's not the phaser, so it's a flanger.
Okay.
So it's a
You just
flanger.
kicked it on.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, man. See, like that, like I wouldn't have done that if you didn't like commit that in the stem. I would have
Right.
never done that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a flanger just on for that like half second.
So for this DI track throughout the whole song, like there's parts where I've muted certain things, but for the most part, it's going the whole time. I just kept it low.
Yep.
Low frequencies. Distorted it beforehand. Limit the balls off it.
what you're hearing, by the way, when you're like, it's really the thing you're thinking Music Man, because it is hitting a preamp. It's going through a Sans Amp before it. There's no
Okay.
purely clean DI.
Yeah, that's basically what is happening.
Yep.
So I guess I didn't use any of the bass amp that you sent me other than this
Super
part.
clanky.
You, what?
Ironically, I used it in the softest part of the song for
Makes
like the
sense.
grindiest thing, but how did that come to me? Yeah, sounded cool. I just don't think I got it to sound the way, to sit in the mix the way I wanted it to. Another little notchy notch. What am I doing here? Probably just a cab. No. Alright, so I did this. I don't know why.
What is that?
It's
Waves
just
his guitar set.
yeah, it's
Oh,
a
really?
shitty guitar sim.
You know who loves that plugin? Joe Barisi.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, I get cool stuff at it. I don't have any amp sims anymore because I'm doing all the real shit now. But it's like this. I just have this, and I make it work. But I don't even know what I'm doing here. Oh, it's a P bass setting. There you go. I probably just clicked it and kept going. And then Grammar Pi. Literally not doing a single thing to this track.
Dude, you know what's really funny?
A little bit. DB.
If you listen to this track, you can actually hear the pickup's a little too close to the strings. And it's creating a slight chorusing thing happening.
It all happens for a reason.
Yeah, it just worked, and I wasn't going to redo it because I didn't feel like it.
What is going on with this guy? Is this my reamp? I don't know if that's my reamp or if this one's.
It's yours.
They might both
The
be.
one you just played is definitely yours.
Okay. That's most likely the Sans
Sounds
amp.
like a Sans Amp because the way it's distorting the low end.
I use obviously a Sans amp, but I also use that really shitty overdrive distortion one, and I just turn all the knobs up until it sounds like it's gonna physically blow
It's
up.
like the Boss HM2 thing.
Yeah,
Just turn everything up. That's the sound.
killing some lows. I love this plugin on bass.
What is
It's
that?
just basically like a multi-band compressor where you can just compress your high end and low end. Just to get them nice and even. So that with the low. And then I guess.
A lot of bass.
So this
stuff
this
going
one's muted. So I guess I didn't use this one at all, unless I automated it. No, I didn't automate it. But I think this was my original reamp. Like really gnarly.
That would have been very out of place.
Yeah. Didn't end up using that one. And then this is your bass fuzz, I think. Yeah, that's yours. So what'd you use this on?
That would have been Zvex Mastatron, which is kind of like a Fuzz Factory.
Okay.
Same company. The whole thing is it's number one, you can control your low end with like sub switch, and then the other thing that's cool about it is it has like you can basically starve it so that it's sort of like crapping out and dying out.
Oh yeah.
So it has like an impedance control.
Nice.
Yeah, and then most of the knobs just all the way up because it's a fuzz pedal. That's where they sound cool. And then that probably would have gone into the little Ampeg I have no idea what I would have mic'd it up with. Probably like the Fet 47 you think I have.
Yeah.
Same thing that would have been on the kick out. Most likely.
Okay. Also, a lot of automating on these guys.
There's a lot of bass tracks on this.
Yeah, well, like I said, so like this one, like technically this one doesn't really exist. It's really just.
I mean, you also have to remember, it's not as
It's
many
fun.
as it seems, because number one, the verse and the chorus are like radically different sounds.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I wanted to use this song, because it kind of like jumps a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
And like there's, for example, like there's no dynamic to that fuzz just because it's so distorted.
Yeah.
And then like the chorus there is.
it's a clanky ass bass.
Mm-hmm.
Some more little EQ moves. Kramer probably actually doing a little something now. Then limiting it. Just catching the peaks, yeah. Because I want that bass to just be straight forward the whole time. Because I think that was a note of yours too, like making sure that the low end doesn't jump from like verse to chorus to, which was a struggle. Like it actually
was a tricky song for everybody. I feel like
it took me a while to actually get it right.
Like even on the first revision of this one, I'm pretty sure I was just like verse has like a lot of low end, chorus doesn't, and then you're like, damn, all right, and then you had to go in and.
So let's
I
go.
think because the song took so long, they just got so many layers, just kept getting added, and like so much shit got thrown.
Yeah.
Let's go into
Which is kind of perfect.
guitars. There's really not a lot of guitars.
It's called the noise.
Yeah, not a lot of I mean, this is technically a guitar, I guess, but. So you sent me these 4.
Right.
I need to unsolo these motherfuckers. So how did those come to me? I know, I don't have them grouped. Don't judge me, Zach. What amp was this?
I can tell you exactly the signal.
How come they're not in the comments, Zach? Like a good engineer.
This is one of the ones where I actually do know exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely, so those guitars were one of the Les Pauls, the one with P90s,
Okay.
going into an AC30. And then Earthquaker has this pedal, the Dunes, which is not the Plumes, which is also a similar circuit. With that pedal, like I think from the get-go, the first challenge I had with these, with like those complex chords, was like if I dialed in and I tried it like a really big chunky tone,
You'll never get those high notes.
you never get them. So
Yeah.
it's like, what if I did the opposite thing? So I took the AC30, which already doesn't have a ton of low end, and then the P90s instead of humbuckers because they're a little brighter but still have some chunk.
Yeah.
And then use that sort of Tube Screamer style pedal, which already cuts low end and pushes
Right.
the mids, and then additionally cut more low end out of it.
Right, and then I once again cut
Right.
more low end out of it.
All of the definition and character comes from the ones in the
Yeah,
AC30.
I probably even boosting a little more high end as well.
Yeah.
My guitar processing has always been the same. It's really just these plugins and like the same compressor.
Dude, I love that plugin on guitars.
Yeah, it's like literally the only one you ever need to use.
Pretty
and
much.
then, oh, look at that. I grouped these ones. There, you
Yeah.
happy now? Yeah, which also sounds
That I also know
Fucking
the chain
sick.
for. That was the
Yeah.
other Les Paul with humbuckers into also an Earthquaker pedal, the Hoof Reaper, so their Hoof, which is like a modified Big Muff,
okay.
into an amp I don't have anymore, which is Fender Basement.
Well, it's funny because I used the same EQ. I probably just got lazy and dragged it down and then just kept moving. It's probably the same compressing settings. Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah, who
And those
cares?
guys together. Pretty good. Oh, look at that, a CLA preset. Not much else going on here. Which is funny because I don't think I've ever used
What
this
about
on
those lead-
guitars.
Do you have
really.
lead guitars in?
Didn't they get cut?
The doo-doo-doo. There's like something in the chorus.
That's a production. Yeah, this guy.
I think this was one with the rotary. Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of this.
Look at that. Decapitator. I almost said Gitapitator. I'm tired. Oh, I did this. You should give me 10% just from this.
I heard I caught that.
Yeah, I should up my royalties on this track just for that.
We make money.
Not that I know of.
So this was a mono track. I don't think I did too much low end notches.
Yep.
Everything you would see.
Mm-hmm.
Compressing the balls off of it.
Yeah, it's a super dynamic part, and it's single coils too, which are already super dynamic.
So I wanted that to be pretty
like
straightforward. And then I do this a lot when I get lazy. I just throw,
Yep.
it just gives it that swell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of gives a little more movement. I don't even think I added. Did I add any reverb to it? Nope, just that.
Yeah, I like reverb a lot.
See, I don't think I did a lot of adding. I mean, on this one I did, but on the other songs I did do a lot of reverb on top of the ones that you gave me. Which is already pretty baked.
Yeah.
It's like almost not even adding and making a difference.
I like a lot of reverb.
Yeah, it's not even really making too much of a difference. I didn't do anything to that besides compress it.
Yeah, there are two pedals that like define the sound of this. It was the Fathom, like the Walrus Fathom, and then the one that Avi likes a lot, that Mr. Black, the Gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool pedal.
It's a sick pedal, but it's basically useless outside of one position, because like it is a shimmer that's kind of ugly. And then it's just like the wet dry knob and the decay. But the decay, as soon as you get it past 12 o'clock, is pretty close to infinite. So like, it's literally always this battle of like, just notch it before it feeds back into itself.
I think this was the only song I added like different sub drops and stuff to, and I didn't do it on any other song.
I like sub drops. Zach?
That's not true. I just don't like when sub drops pump.
Oh, not really even a sub drop. Just kind of an impact.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's funny, I didn't add that to anyone else's
What part is that in? Like, which part of the song?
choruses,
Oh, nice.
mainly. Yeah. Or like in the pause of the chorus, and it swoops back in or whatever.
Ah, that's cool.
And then this is your impact. That's in the verse.
Something like the pickup of the second verse.
Yes, second verse. Yeah.
Cause time became the only thing and everything that was.
Just making the snare sound bigger. Oh, intro. So I think did I take this from? I don't remember if this was in the drum tracks and I like made a track for it. That might have been the case.
Yep. It is. Because I remember we had it programmed and then we tracked it.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so I must have did that, and then.
I was wondering that also.
Oh, look, there you go. Avi.
Punish.
It's punished. Punished.
Nice.
Same thing. Auto pan. Being lazy. Judge me. Oh, I added my cymbal hit
Now I
too. That's
remember.
another
It was
impact.
there.
Yeah.
There,
What's
now
that
you,
for?
those are minals. So there you go. Now you can't complain that you don't have any
Ah,
minals on
wait,
your
why'd
songs.
you add them? I'm just curious. Like,
Just
what-
a little
makes
impact.
things. Yeah,
Did you track them or you just had them?
it's a sample that I made a long time ago that I
Nice.
throw in everywhere. So now the crunch drums, which we went over.
Mhm.
The ambient lead, which we went over.
There's like verse guitar stuff, right? But there's
Oh
like little-
yeah. The weird reverse thing.
Oh yeah,
Might have
there
been
you go.
might have like been mistaken for a production thing, but it's a guitar.
Yeah, I think I'd put it as a production thing. What is this? Dirty Beat 01.
I don't know. I should know.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Blow it up. Punished? Nope, not punished. basically punished though. She's pinned. I have her pinned all the way down. Trap hats we went over.
I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory too.
Trap hats.
They're trap hats.
Because you're a trap band.
You know it.
What
for you,
is this thing? Yeah, coming for you. Watch out, Fred Durst. Let's see what this is.
I was layered in the
Oh, the
bridge.
bells, yeah. Same thing. I get, not that I'm, alright, I keep telling myself I'm lazy. Because I am, but also because it sounds good.
Yeah, I think it works.
I made a preset and I literally can throw this on anything and it will sound cool. Like, it'll sound deep into outer space like you're on a ride queue at Disney.
Dude, that
Space
bell.
Mountain.
That bell is another stock Pro Tools one. Expand.
I literally use Expand
All the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Eric Ron actually made fun of me once. He was like, "How are you doing all of this in Expand?" Apparently, like Expand like made his rig crash all the time. And when we went there
And
with
never had
T-Gog,
a
like my
problem.
whole session was like, I mean, bounced stems. But he's like, "What are you using here?" I'm like, "Expand," and he was like, "Mine was blown." What are these?
That's
Those are the guitars.
Cool, same thing. Didn't do anything to it through my through my reverb on it. I think I
It
might
sounds
have.
like without the reverb. Because here's how much it's in there.
Can't even tell. I think I just did it because I
like a
felt
vibe.
like I had to do something to it. And apparently I did something because this is all,
Yeah.
and it's all screwed up now. So it's like I must have made it longer or shorter. Or...
Dude, it was so weird how that part ended up coming out because it was all of the guitars played forward and then reversed, but I didn't reverse them playing because I needed them in the right sequence.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was, I had to like do each chord, and then
Yeah.
I fucked up and I forgot to do the last one, but then it sounded cool, and that's why the phrase ends on that arpeggio of like dun 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 dun. dun. I just missed it when I first did it and was like, oh no, that works. That's cool.
And then on that I just did some mute automations to make those stabs.
Oh, you ended up using those little that little choir that we had.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? You
We had a
sent
choir.
it to me.
Yeah, we had just a little thing here. Remember?
Literally don't.
I sent it to you. I sent it from Logic, and then I just sent it to you.
Cool. All I did was give it a little top end, or I guess a little 100 too.
You don't remember that? There was like a whole thing. I was like, I'm gonna make a thing.
So that's all the tracks besides vocals.
I think so.
Yeah, we can skip vocals. It's all good.
Let's see. Look at all that automating.
Wow.
Should we?
Mikey cares.
Yeah. Cares.
Cares.
I definitely didn't get lazy here. Should we do this dry?
Oh, the vocals?
Yeah.
Oh,
why not?
yes.
I like.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
My dry vocals.
You requested Decapitator on your voice too, which I typically don't do. Very
Dude,
occasionally,
I think
do.
I like it. It gives me like a little, makes me sound like I have bigger balls, which I desperately need. You know.
So for all your Twitter fans, here you go.
Wake up to the real world where the noise is loud and your dreams die down. The noise that's around me.
I don't remember. I don't think I did based on the waveform, but because you didn't track this, you didn't commit any compression on the way in.
Very minute.
Okay.
Maybe like a dB or two on the 11.
Okay. Because sometimes I will reamp through my 1176.
You didn't do that.
I don't think I did it on this.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I'm probably doing a buttload of compression otherwise. Little notchy notch. What am I doing here?
Wake up to the real world where the noise is loud and your dreams die.
So a little compression here, which is basically what the 1176 would have
Right.
been doing in the first place. Some high end. Some low end. Nothing crazy. I think I remember having an issue with the S's.
Wake up to the real world where the noise is loud and your dreams die down. The noise.
People are. Avi is Essie.
Yeah, no, you are. Yeah,
Sorry.
you definitely are.
Sorry.
But that's
guys.
also because, like, typically when I record you, what mic did you use on him?
SM7.
SM7?
Oh, really? Wow. So yeah, you're SE dude.
Okay.
This is like
Got
my
better
new.
than you
This
got
is my
worse.
new go-to vocal compressor.
With the Abbey Road thing?
Yeah, because I used to have the plugin of just the compressor, and it was just that, and like the. It was just that and the recovery knob, and it was like the best vocal.
Yeah.
It was the best vocal compressor ever. But I do like this one. I just don't do any of the
Other stuff.
EQ, but I do add a little drive to it, which like you can blow a vocal up with this.
Wake up to the real world where the noise is loud and your dreams die down. The noise that's around me.
It just like brings it right into your face,
Yeah, saturation, pretty much always.
and then even
always
more
fun.
saturation.
Yeah.
Wake up to the real world where the noise is loud and your dreams die.
And doing quite a bit. Like I would never do that much. Like I would do like there, like
Wow.
less than like half.
Like, you can hear with the chain how much it's leveled off at this point.
Oh yeah,
So, like,
totally.
it's
And then I'm
super
even
under
doing
control.
more. I'm limiting it at the end of it too.
Wake up to the real world.
And I remember having an issue, with like these held out notes, which I tried even doing on the bus, like just like slamming those. And I think I automated. Yes, I did. So I automated a dip every time you do that.
Well, because of my unpleasant.
Just because it's building up and we boosted. Like I needed this to cut through all these tracks
Tons
of
of
yeah
guitars.
of not even the guitars. It's just like there's so much weight to this chorus, so it's like it needed the vocal needed to be big and cut through at the same time. Like typically, like you can get a vocal to sit on top and like kill a little bit of low end, but in this case, I needed everything.
Right.
Everything's fighting for the same
First
for the
place,
same
yeah.
space, which I also think why it sounds cool. Like it kind of sounds like it's the noise. Like it's just literally like all
Chaotic.
filling in all that space. Harmonies.
Wake up to the real world where the noise is loud and your dreams die down. The noise that's around me.
You are a harmony engine.
Yup.
You are. Yeah, I love it. I don't think I did anything. So I pretty much the same exact
There's like oohs and ahs too, or somewhere. I think in
same
this corner.
same chain besides Decapitator. Oh, I guess I didn't compress it more. So I probably just did.
Wake up to the
I'm doing a
real
little more
world
here, but
where the noise is loud and your dreams die down. The noise that's around.
and I typically keep all my extra vocals like dry. I don't send them to reverbs, or I don't know how you do it, but
It's never the same.
yeah, lately it's been this. Like I try to keep them as dry and tight, and just support the vocal as
Makes
as
sense.
best as I can.
Wait, do you have the like the oohs? I'm pretty sure in the chorus I went like.
Yep, those are here.
Mhm.
Another thing which is now lives in my template because of this project, this like phone voice, like throughout the whole record, like you had like there's specific parts that were like call and respond, and I made this like phone voice.
It went away, decayed in a circle of us.
Like
How'd you do that?
Sounds just like mostly a little distorted.
Until it comes around again. 'Cause time became the only thing and everything there was. It went away, decayed in a circle.
I don't know, like I like stuff like
You
that.
could
Yeah.
For sure.
What did I do to make that? Okay, so that's the same as. That's just like whatever frequency was building up in your microphone, I guess. So I just copied it across all of it. This plugin, the McDSP, which is it's a preset of some sort. Bob Horn telephone. Thanks, Bob. Bobo.
It went away, decayed in a circle of us.
And then gain reduction, which I also really never use, but I do like the lo-fi,
It went away,
which I don't even have on.
it went away, decayed in a circle.
That could have been cool. Sorry, your whole record needs to be shelved now because I didn't have that
Put the
switch
lo-fi
turned
button.
on.
It
Yeah,
went away, decayed in a circle of us.
but this already adds a bunch of high end regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and everybody's best friend.
It went away to Kate in a circle of us.
Who would have known? So that lives in my template now, and I do it on everything. Look at this stupid automation. This is like another one of my little presets that I do, and it's just literally the filter box. CLA. Thanks, CLA. We love you. He hates us, but we love him. So you baked pretty much all of these, but I sent them. I always send it to this low res delay.
Don't run away,
Yeah.
Whoa. Cool.
Kiel.
I want to hear the ooze in the chorus.
That's last in the.
Yeah.
Which is the same. Remember, I said in the first video we did, like, this chain has been the same.
Oh
since,
yeah.
like 2008.
Wait, what is it?
I've literally never changed any button on it. It just stays. It just does its thing.
Wow.
Like I never like changed the delay time for the song. I never changed like the reverb tail. It's literally just that. It works every single time. It's just I don't even know what this was. It was probably a preset. Like I probably just clicked buttons until it sounded good. Like I never change this. Like if I have like 12 vocals going through it and the thing's blowing up.
To be fair, that is the 1176 setting.
Yeah,
like that is literally the setting.
Yeah, like just vocal. There you go. That's the preset.
Yeah. Yeah. Input here, output here.
Yeah, it's
Tech, release,
chorus, verb,
deverb,
delay.
You have that distortion on your master, I remember you telling me, right? Is that distortion?
Yeah, I do add a little bit. I mean, we can go through the master.
I mean, like
I can't click everything on because everything will blow up. But everything I do goes through that through a mix bus, obviously, which I'm just notching some 500, which always builds up in my mixes, at least specifically. And then this is just make sure soloed. I know I'm not grouped. Blah 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 blah. Just gluing it together. Yeah. So a little automation on the master or on the mix before it gets to the master. I wasn't sure if I was going to be the one mastering it, so I wanted to make sure that at least like kind of glued together, and I wanted to make sure that it rode the way I wanted it to ride. But I ended up mastering it, so which is cool.
Yeah.
And my chain is, I think it's different from the Madness, but it's been basically the same. I'm not gonna play it because it's gonna keep going up, but SSL, obviously everyone uses it. I want to get a hardware one. I probably won't, but I want one. I like this plugin, literally just for the mono maker.
I was gonna say for the mono maker.
That's literally all I use it for. I do a little EQ just because I feel bad paying however much I paid for this plugin just for this one knob. It is good in broad strokes though. So like 2 dB at 100, 2 dB at, what am I doing? 10K.
Yep. Just
giving it some air. And I'm a little wider too. That's another. I guess that's worth the money for 2 plugins. Yep. 2 buttons of it.
I feel like that's the Brainworks thing.
Yeah.
Shit for.
Multiband, which I don't do a lot of. The trick with this one, when you play the song, it'll tell you the peaks, and then if you make the value, your threshold, the value of the peak, it'll just at the peak. Yeah, so it's literally just that. So, and then, like Avi said, distortion. 10%. 10%. Yeah, 10% though. Probably doesn't do anything. Maybe a very little bit, but I don't have a tape machine plugin that everybody uses, so that's.
I live and die by the tape plugin.
Yeah, that's what I did. Well, I don't want to be like everybody else, but T-Rex clipper, which I've had on this whole
I was
time,
gonna say,
just so
I
it
feel
doesn't
like-
blow up.
I've seen you have that forever.
And the new one, so
Do clippers go first or last in your thing?
what do you mean?
Like I'm saying, do you put it like before everything, or does it come?
No, this is
way
the
out?
second.
last.
This is the second to last.
Oh, wow.
Second to last thing. So this one's actually a little different from the original one that I had. I guess they changed the algorithm or whatever, but I always do -3 to give myself headroom before I limit,
Mhm.
and this is always on the hardest slope, and then this depends on how hot or loud I'm mixing that day.
Yeah.
And then after that is Pro L, where I'm boosting, where I'm getting it to volume, the volume that it needs to be. And that, that's it.
Yeah.
I think. Are we missing anything?
Don't think so.
I don't know. It's like there's so many things. I feel like I'm gonna think later tonight. Like, oh shit.
And you're gonna text me, and you're not gonna be able to sleep, and you're like, dude, we have to add this. We have to add this right now. I think it's also worth noting, and I think your fans should know how many times we've had to reschedule this this day.
Yeah.
And now we go home, and I go to sleep.
What? It's past your bedtime.
It's way
What time
past
is it?
dude. It's way past my bedtime. Thank you for coming, and
Thank you for being
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for being you.
I try hard.
Thank the fans. Thank you to the fans for listening to our songs. It's
Thank
gonna be a
you.
good time.
Thank you to Shmoo for being the best bandmate.
Shmoo rocks. Do you have anything to say to your fans? What's next? Or
What's next?
Before you guys sign off,
I don't know what's next.
maybe a cover song. Everybody on Twitter should tell them to hire me to do this cover song, and I'll do another mix walkthrough.
Thank you to everyone who checked it out. Thank you to everyone who's been sticking with us for the, 2.5, 3 years it
yeah.
took to put this out.
Or if you're new,
Thanks
No,
for
no,
just
there's no
coming
no.
along for the ride. You know how it is.
Yeah, and thanks to JP.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Buy all my merch that I don't have.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
did
smash
just drop
that
merch.
like-
Like-
Smash that
money
like button
merch.
for the YouTube algorithm.
And buy the Sad Heroes hoodie. It's
Which
fucking
you-
sick.
That's
Thank
all.
you all. You are the best. Mikey, my dude here, is the best. And
Hire me to mix your next song,
do you want
so
to say
so I can
something?
buy my son cool toys.
Mikey's